Now, there are plenty of people who believe that evolution is the explanation for how everything has come into existence. And in fact, there are Christians who hold to the premise that evolution is the cause of life, how it came to be. And they would just as soon throw out Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 as being an untrue fable. Now, I have a question regarding evolution. What is it that has always been? What is eternal? Because we have no evidence whatsoever that something can spring out of nothing. I mean, no atoms, no electrons, no neutrons, nothing. How does something come out of nothing? So you're left with the dilemma. It's either non-intelligent matter and energy, or it's an intelligent being who's always existed. So something has to have always been. I'm reminded of the story of a villager who had never seen any pictures of the Earth from space, who believed that Earth rested upon the back of a turtle. And she was asked by an interviewer, so if Earth is resting upon a turtle's back, what does the turtle stand upon? And the woman said, another turtle. And the interviewer said, well, what does that turtle stand upon? And she said, it's another turtle, of course. Well, what does that turtle stand upon? A turtle. And now the villager was getting exasperated. And the interviewer said, well, what does that turtle stand upon? And she said, it rests upon the back of another turtle. Don't you get it? It's just one turtle after another turtle after another turtle. There has to be a ground, a place for existence, for stuff, for things to be. It just doesn't come out of nothing. You can say, oh, I believe that evolution caused life. Okay. But what caused the stuff of life? So there you have it. It's a dilemma. Is it matter that always exists, that's eternal? Or is it God who has always been? Now here's something I've also wondered. Is there any evidence of life springing out of non-life? I mean, a bunch of molecules getting together, maybe heated with a super energy source, and then suddenly something living comes out of that. Now, I'm pretty convinced that scientists have been trying to prove that they can create life out of non-life. But isn't that intelligent design? I mean, doesn't it require intelligence for that to take place? Now, granted, they're saying that they just have lots and lots of time, and eventually life will spring out of non-life. But is there any evidence that that actually takes place? Or is that more of a myth of the scientific community? Is it a fable, something they have to have faith in because they don't have proof that it's actually occurred? Now, it used to be that long ago that scientists believed that they had evidence of life springing out of non-life. They had taken water from a pond, clear water from a pond, put it in a bowl, and then all of a sudden there was plant forms that were developing mold. So what they thought was that here's evidence. Life comes out of non-life. But that wasn't the case, because what they didn't realize was that there were microscopic living organisms within the pond that they couldn't see, because this was before microscopes had been developed. So the life was actually coming from life, not from non-life. Now here's something that's quite baffling. Maybe you're wondering the same. Because science has, quote, proven the length of time that the universe has existed. But here's the problem. It's not enough time for all the complexities of life, for life to come out of non-life, if that were even the case. It's not enough time. Evolution requires much more time than the age of the universe seems to be. And especially what the age of the Earth is. Now, I saw something funny. It was an atheist scientist, and with a straight face, he said that the universe may not be old enough to give time for everything in evolution to have occurred. But that's because we haven't taken into account the multiverse. The multiverse. Now, where's the scientific evidence of a multiverse? I mean, one universe coming out of another universe, coming out of another universe, coming out of another universe. I mean, where is the data that justifies the belief in that? I mean, did it come from the Spider-Man movie? From science fiction writers? Where do we have any proof that multiverse even exists? So that is their belief, their faith, for explaining why, if the universe is as young as it is, evolution could have occurred. It was starting in another universe. And that maybe didn't have enough time, and it started in another universe. One universe after another. One turtle standing upon the back of another turtle. Here's one last point I want to make in this video. And that is, can evolution explain the development of love? I don't mean like sexual love, romantic love. I'm not talking about love of a grandfather for his grandson. I mean love that's inexplicable. Love of an enemy. Love for someone who has hurt you badly. And where does that originate? Can evolution explain unconditional love? I mean, it goes against everything that evolution stands upon. Survival of the fittest. Those who are stronger trampling upon those who are weaker. Love is the exact opposite. I mean, unconditional love. Because it exists without concern for the welfare of oneself, or maybe even for the welfare of those they love or care about. I think love is one of the strongest statements, evidences, that evolution by itself cannot explain all of the intricacies of life. But if there is an infinite, always existent God who is love, then we can completely understand how love can be a part of the human race. I mean, real love. Unconditional love. So give it some thought. Are you sure that evolution explains all that we see in life?